Hey guys, thanks for listening to the show. We would really love if you could review us on iTunes. It would really help us boost our rankings in the search area. The things that we need you to do is we need you to subscribe. We need you to leave a star review and a text review. If you do all three of those things, that would be awesome, and it would really help us out. Thanks. Okay. All right. I think we're back up and running. I did turn YouTube off. I just got worried about the internet bandwidth, so sorry about that. Welcome to the GR Rideshare podcast. My name is Jason, and I'm here with Benjamin.
Hello.
And we're here with Cece.
Hey.
And Kevin.
Hey, what's going on?
So, introductions. These two, Cece and Kevin, are full-time rideshare drivers. And why don't you just give us a little synopsis of...
That's a big word for a Friday.
Yeah,
Synopsis?
and it's a big word for me.
You have to talk to me like I'm a fourth grader, okay?
Tell me your name and where you live. No.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
Your social security number?
Wow.
Cece, why don't you tell us what if you drive for both companies and how long you've been driving full time?
All right. So I drive for both companies. I started driving for Uber in December, and full time, just flat out.
Yep.
And St. Patrick's Day, Make It Rain Day.
Oh yeah.
Since Uber has a 12-hour cap, I had already signed up for Lyft. Went and grabbed my Lyft stuff and did 16 hours that day. So that was my Lyft beginning
On
St. Patrick's Day.
on what was it? Irish on Ionia.
Money.
Good
That was
money
a lot
day.
of money. 16 hours.
Nice.
It's a long day.
So you're just Uber X, right?
Yes.
Okay. And Lyft. Did they change the Lyft Classic? Is it still the Lyft Classic? Because I know it's Lyft XL now.
Yeah, I'm a car, so.
You're a car. Okay.
I think all it is as of right now is just regular Lyft.
Okay. This is regular Lyft?
Yeah.
I always thought it was Lyft Classic. But what about you, Kevin?
I've been doing rideshare for the last 3 years. I started off with Uber and then jumped onto the Lyft wagon when it came in. Aside from that, I also do Grubhub. And I tried Shipt, but they haven't sent me anything in return yet.
Oh, that's right. You did.
You don't
something.
want to do shit.
I don't know if I want to or not, but beggars can't be choosers at this point.
Hey,
It's true.
it's a gig economy, so you might as well do whatever you can. Whatever makes the money at the current moment at 7 p.m. If it's shipped, great. If it's Grubhub, great.
Yeah, rideshare deliveries, whatever. I mean, I even do YouTube.
Yeah. Well, the longer you're not moving and doing delivery or drop person off, you're not making money.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
I
it's
think
true.
I think it's good to spread your wings.
It's
So
like production, right, Jason?
yeah.
Yeah, it's like the only downtime really I would think is if you're sleeping.
Right.
Always hustling.
So what we do after here is we just talk about our last 2 weeks. Do we have good 2 weeks? We record every 2 weeks. So
Okay.
Do we have any crazy stories? I do have one, or just a weird one, or whatever. Anybody?
I reported 2 people in 2 weeks.
Just for
2
being
people.
idiots?
Oh, yeah. I had to get a cleaning fee from someone.
Really?
Man.
I had to check my camera to make sure it wasn't urine. It was water.
Oh, that's the worst.
You got a cleaning fee for water?
hmm
Oh wow.
I had to stop working.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk a little bit about cleaning fees. I had kind of a interesting situation and get a request at the airport, and it was an XL, and I roll up, and they're of course not there, and it was a couple with 2 kids, and they didn't have a car seat, and they were not happy about it, and I said, I'm sorry, I can't take you. So I cancel, and then I message these guys as I'm driving out, hey, so-and-so, don't pick it up, they don't have a car seat. Well, Ben gets a request before I sent that message, and it said XL 60 plus.
I was so excited.
Now, mind you, when I looked, because since I canceled on them, they were over the 5 minutes, so it worked out really good. When I canceled on them, I looked at the way bill, and they were going to East Grand Rapids. So he gets the same request for a 60-minute plus. So he ends up calling them, asking if they have a car seat. They say,
No.
How
no.
did you know it was a family?
Because
It was the same name.
it was the same
Oh,
name. I
okay.
said, hey, guys, because we were all hanging out at the airport. I said, hey, guys, that's what's going on.
Yeah, he hopped on Telegram, sent
Yeah.
a message.
So then he cancels her, and then we go back to the airport, another request, 60-minute plus, same person. So I'm wondering if she knows the system, and she's like, well, I'll definitely be able to get a rider. I'll tell them, or unless they just put the wrong address in.
Why didn't she just get in a cab?
I
Because
don't
they'll
know.
take them without a car seat.
Yeah, I know.
And they're sitting there.
Yeah, I don't know why. If you ordered an XL, obviously you didn't have a ton of stuff. It was just 2 kids and maybe like 3 bags. I mean, you could fit in an Uber X. But yeah, so I thought that was a little interesting. Maybe she originally, the East Grand Rapids address was wrong. Maybe she was going to Manhattan, New York. I mean, I doubt it, but
Who knows?
what about you, Kevin?
To be totally honest, I don't think I did. I don't know. I think I did prior to last week, Thursday, but I don't know. I tend to have a short-term memory.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact that I haven't had anything crazy or anything like that.
Well, those are the only things that are going to stand out. Your minutia stuff.
Yeah. I mean, a vast majority of people that I pick up during the evenings end up asking me, so what's your craziest story?
I know.
I've got a lot of them,
Right.
but I just can't think of them off the cuff.
Can we just give you
Exactly.
some? Can we give you some GR Rideshare business cards and you can just hand them that?
Right. I should just do that.
Here, look at this.
Look at this. This is the craziest stuff that we come up with.
Right. Cece, why don't you tell us about your amazing tip that you got today?
Yeah.
I mean, you should brag about it because it's awesome.
It is.
I couldn't believe he did that. So I had a couple picked up from Billy's, and it was just them two. And then all of a sudden, they's like, wait, his uncle's coming. So his uncle came and got in the front seat, and his uncle was older, of course. And I was taking them downtown, and I don't know what's going on with the app, but the app's been taking me all out the way lately. So I didn't know where Jackson Street was, and I learned last night. So
Is that West Side?
that's downtown, like literally.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like,
yeah.
There's
I
like
know where it is.
Lexington
Okay.
and Jackson was
Yep.
the
Got it.
cross streets. So anyway, we pull up at the house, and he's like, bye guys, I'm not gonna sleep on her couch. This is the uncle. He's like, I need you to take me home. I'm like, I wish he would have said that before I ended the ride, right? So I'm like, all right, he has both Lyft and Uber on his phone. I don't know what was happening, but I could not at all get it to work right. Like at all. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with your phone. He was like, well, I'll just pay cash. I'm like, all right. So I put this address in because he kept saying he lived in Easttown. He's like on the East Belt, East Rapids kind of area. So it took me out of the way again, all the way out the way. And like we were like maybe like 10 minutes away from his house. He was like, well, all I have is 100.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I could stop by a gas station. So he was like, well, I have Cash App. I've used that before. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm trying to get his Cash App to work. He's old and he can't see.
He's old.
So I just started driving towards his house since he had Cash App or whatever. So I get to his house. I'm trying to put like 3 different cards in, and they're not working because he can't remember zip codes because he's intoxicated. So I was like, okay, look, I'll just take you to the gas station.
Yeah.
I'm already at his house. And he was like, you know what? I have wasted like so much of your time. He was like, here's $100.
Dang.
Had like a big old money clip of
$100.
$100 bills. And I was like, wait a minute. Are you sure?
Yeah, right.
Let me get this on camera.
Right.
And he gave it to me, and he was like, I deserve it. And he wished me well. And I'm like, this is $100.
Yeah. I mean, how long do you have to work for a Benjamin?
Jeez.
That's awesome. That's like a Friday night in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So I was out for 5 hours yesterday, and I made $200.
Nice. That's great. I like hearing those stories instead of, I got a minimum fare ride.
I'm jealous. I have to.
You
admit,
should be. I mean, I'm jealous. I mean, come on.
Seriously.
Jesper recently wrote a blog post about some long rides.
Really? You gonna be like that and just skip me?
Ooh.
Do you have a story? Speak up.
You just bounced right past me.
Well, speak up.
I was
Yeah,
gonna show you that.
Yeah, I know. You said better, so I'm hoping he responds. It was getting an echo. I don't know. I should have. technical stuff. But so, what are your amazing stories, Ben?
My amazing stories. I had a college kid sitting in the front seat. He tried to load my XL with 9 people.
Oh
9.
my god.
That was amazing. I was like, I'm not going anywhere. You can load all you want and play clown car, but we're not going anywhere. He's like, oh, all right, fine. So he chooses who's going to leave the car, and we finally take off and go. And it turns out to be this real super nice, very chatty kid. And he's asking me all about if I watch Big Brother, which I don't.
Who does?
Ever. But apparently he's like super addicted to it, and you can subscribe and watch during the day. I don't know. There's cameras all over the house. Weird. He may be listening now because I did give him a card.
Oh boy.
Real nice guy. At the end of the ride, we get to his destination, and he's like, do you have any change? I was like, no, I don't. I'm sorry. And he's like, well, I guess it's your lucky night. He hands me a $20 bill.
That's what's up.
So those are nice.
Yeah.
It wasn't 100, but it was 20. I'll take it.
Hey.
Yeah.
Cash is king, right? So
Definitely.
awesome. Looks like our mics are a little bit better. Amy says, I bet he owns a printer shop.
Printers.
Hashtag printer. If you listen to all our podcasts, you'll know what that means. All right. So the mics are a little bit better. I changed something. So are you done with your stories? Can I go on?
Is it safe?
Is it safe?
Is it safe?
It's my safe zone, and you're.
Are you triggered?
I'm very triggered. I'm a triggered millennial.
Oh boy.
Go on.
Anyways, so Jesper did an article about long trips, and gosh, where did he go? Douglas, Saugatuck, somewhere, I don't know. And you got a pretty
It was
good tip,
Douglas, yeah.
so he kind of broke everything down on why tipping is so important on those long runs.
Yeah.
Because you got a lot of deadhead. And this one, I took one to Traverse City, and that's how much I made. And
115.
115. That was 2 hours and 28 minutes. So then another 2 hours and probably more because I was going from the airport back with nothing. Although my wife was out of town, the dogs were here. Traverse City was blowing up. It was Cherry Festival. If I could have not come home, I would have just done the bar close there and crashed in my car, and it would have been well worth it. But yeah, that's all I made on that for 4 hours, which isn't horrible,
They
but
didn't tip.
no tip. So this guy was I didn't ask for any money up front, and the reason he was active duty Air Force. And he went to try to rent a car, and they wouldn't let him for whatever reason. He was under 25. He said that if you're active duty, you're able to rent a car without being 25. I don't know if that's true or not. You doing the fact check? I even wrote it for you.
Fact check.
So, yeah, so I felt bad for him. It was 11:30 at night. I don't know why I took it, though. I was so tired on the way home. Like, he talked to me till like 3:30. And then he fell asleep. I'm like, oh, this is going to be the witching hour. I got the window down. I'm like, ah. I stopped and bought Jolly Ranchers so I could at least like chew something so it would kind of invigorate to keep me awake. For some reason, if you eat, it keeps you awake somehow. But
I have a similar one to
Fact
that.
check that.
what?
Well, it was 4:03 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I got a request, and I went to go pick them up on Alpine behind AMC. And it was a family. It was a couple that were by their car, and they had luggage. And that thing said 45 minutes plus. And this was Uber.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, where are you going in 45 though? Right. So they're putting luggage in, and I don't know where they're going yet. And then I slid the bar, and it said Detroit Metro. And I was like, my life. So they were about to miss their flight. Their tire blew out, and
no.
I couldn't even stop for an energy drink. Like, I had to hit the road, right? So I hit the road. When I tell you it was a struggle to stay awake,
I know.
like, I thought I was going to die. Like, I was like thinking about my kids and praying like the whole way, because it was a struggle.
I know. They actually say, and we shouldn't be admitting to this, that we drive when we're sleepy sometimes. I don't do it. I don't force my body through, but if you get a ride, you kind of have to. But they actually say that it's almost worse than drunk driving sometimes.
Sometimes.
Tired
I wasn't trying to do it.
No,
Like,
I know
what
you
mean?
weren't.
Like, it was the fact that they would not have gotten a ride.
Right.
They would have missed their flight, period. And they like begged me to do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm going to pray pray and we're gonna keep it going. And
We're gonna, yeah,
and that's
funny.
what I had to do. I prayed the whole way, and then that was like 2.5 hours going to Detroit. I woke up real smooth though, because I hit rush hour and I'm from Chicago, so I was getting through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got them there in time, 15 minutes before, and
Very
they made their
nice.
flight. Them jokers did not tip me. That ride was $155, and I got $104.
Oh.
And I'm like, I won't ever do that again.
I do have to admit, though, that there are some times where, you do have an adrenaline rush where you're working and stuff. And then when it starts getting towards the end of the night, you're just like, why did I get tired all of a sudden?
Right. Well, especially, and we'll talk about it later about us part-timers over here. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I work all day. I go out at night. I'm good till about 11. And if I don't get a nap in, it's like the 2 o'clock. It could not come fast enough. And yeah. So, yeah, that's, this is just about tipping. I mean, even if this guy tipped me $15, I mean, that pretty much covered most of my gas. And that would have been great. But I wasn't going to ask him. And I'm guessing, well, I know he didn't tip. But in the article, it kind of breaks down. Now, this is the hourly rate. $3.74 an hour. Now, a lot of these numbers are based off some fuel economy, which isn't the greatest, and then the wear and tear. They said that the wear and tear on that trip would have been $57 on my car. I don't know where.
Seems high.
That seems really high.
Right.
For a 4-hour trip, wear and tear is $57. I mean, that's half a tire. I mean, the tires cost like $100. So, I mean, you really think I used that? I mean, to put it in like a practical sense, a half a tire on that trip, but I don't know. It was a good article. Check it out. I think Ben shared it in the live chat. So
Yeah, you did. It's right there.
That wasn't me.
Somebody did.
We've got
Somebody
lots of
did.
Minions helping. tonight.
Ah, good. That's
Oh.
when you have 4 people access to the Facebook page. You can chime in. All right, we're going to get to some questions on full-time driving. Don't look at them on the screen because I don't want you to get ahead.
Okay.
So I'll ask the question and just, whatever, just take turns responding on it and whatever.
Should we rock, paper, scissors over who goes first?
It doesn't matter.
Kevin, you got people in here from your group?
Yeah, I do.
Cool.
A couple of people.
Nice.
This one right here, my friend Lucas Balducci.
Okay.
And then another guy in here, his name is Nacho Calderon.
I saw the Nacho one.
Nacho Libre.
Is Nacho, that can't be his God-given name.
No, it's not.
Nah, that's his screen name?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, a lot of my friends have some really messed up screen names.
Nice.
Like mine's any better.
Yeah. No, it's not bad.
Crazy McCormick.
Yeah, but I mean, it's, I don't know. It kind of goes with you.
It
So.
confuses some people because the way that it's spelled, people usually just think, does it say crazy? Craze?
Craze. Yeah.
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 And then McCormick, everybody thinks that that's actually my last name.
Nice. Well, it kind of fits, but
Yeah, it does. And
Crazy.
It rolls right off the tongue. So, hey, I'm satisfied.
nice.
Isn't McCormick like a spice?
It is.
Yes, it's a
Yes,
brand.
Spicy.
it's a spice company.
Oh yeah.
But so, then there's also Kenny McCormick from South Park. That's where I actually got the idea.
Okay, cool. All right, one of the questions. What jobs do you guys have before becoming a rideshare driver? And are you looking for something else while you're driving right now, or is this long-term for you?
I guess I'll go first. Prior to doing rideshare full time, I was a line lead for plastic mold injection,
Okay.
and I did that for 3 years, not including 6 months as a temp. Once somebody from there actually introduced me to Uber, and I tried it, doing it part time, Friday nights, Saturday nights, and eventually what had happened is the line ended up going down for a week.
Okay.
Excuse me. And so I decided to take that week off and just ride share full time.
Okay.
So I did nothing but Uber for that week from the same exact hours that I was working from 2 p.m. until 10 p.m.
Okay.
And I found out that I was actually making more money doing it that way.
Right.
Of course, I'm not thinking, oh, yeah, that's right. Gas is factored in.
Gas and wear and tear.
Oh, my goodness.
My car might break down, those kind of things.
Yeah, it just went in one ear, out the other. But I ended up telling my girlfriend about how much I was making doing this full time. I was like, if I go back and the machine breaks down for the exact same reason that I had this week off, then I'm out of there. I'm throwing in my 2 weeks notice and I'm going to start doing this rideshare thing full time.
Okay.
And 3 days after I got back,
The line broke down again.
the line broke down for the exact same reason. It was an oil leak.
Well, what's crazy is they're like, hey guys, you have to have a week off. Like,
And that's unpaid.
oh yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, definitely.
I mean, they're not going to pay him for a week.
Well, they're
Yeah.
not going to pay me for hours worked, but I did end up going to the unemployment office to
Really?
make sure that
Yeah,
I got
no
something
kidding.
out of
It's
it.
not a white collar job. They're not salary.
Hey, now. I'm not either.
Yeah, close enough.
But yeah, so that ended up being that. And I walked out, 2 weeks.
Okay.
I walked out. But I ended up coming back because I thought that I had one more week. And they had locked me out of their system.
Oh.
So I grabbed all my stuff, threw it in the trunk, and turned on Uber. I was like, damn it, I'm going to work one way or the other.
Right. I'm getting a ride back to Grand Rapids.
Right, exactly.
Nice. What about you, CC?
I was working at a hotel. I was a night auditor. And I liked my job. It was decent.
Yeah.
I didn't mind working third shift. It was a brand new hotel. I helped open it up. It's the Hilton Garden Inn over there on Beltline.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And everything was cool. I mean, I kind of sucked doing third shift or whatever,
Yeah.
but my bosses, my GM and my AGM, they were sleeping together. So
There's always drama in the I like restaurants and hotels. There's always somebody sleeping with somebody.
well, they're married to other people.
Yeah. Well, even
So, don't talk to me about morals or integrity or anything else. You
Yeah.
know, you doing 3-hour bank runs and whatnot. And,
right.
so for me, I couldn't respect it. And it was just getting on my nerves, and everybody, was talking about it, and they knew about it. We went to HR about it and all kind of other stuff. And I was
Yeah.
just tired of the drama. So, they called me in the office, and, cause I had sent them a letter,
Yeah.
very, very detailed letter.
Hey.
And, they gave me the weekend to think about it, if I wanted to stay or not.
Yeah.
I took the weekend to think about it, and I quit.
Nice.
And I spent 3 days doing research on Uber. I had already started driving for Uber in 2016, but I didn't like it.
Okay.
I did like maybe 15 rides, and I hated it.
Okay.
So I was already signed up for Uber. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
did 3 days of research, and I started doing it full time because I had no backup. I didn't think I was going to quit my job,
Yeah.
and I've been doing it ever since.
Nice. Nice. Do you think that it's going to be long term? I mean, it is here to stay, but we don't. I mean, obviously, everyone talks about the autonomous cars. I mean, that's way down the road. Let's face it; they're having some huge troubles with autonomous cars.
I heard rumor that one of them in Pennsylvania ended up flipping over a couple of times.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's just grapevine type stuff.
I'm referencing the lady that ended up hitting that homeless lady and killing her. Well, she was streaming,
Watching the show?
watching. What was she watching?
The Voice.
The Voice. Yeah. But so as far as your hours go, both of you, do you work the same hours every day, or do you change it up on the weekends because of bar scene, or
Usually I do change it up. The way that I had mine set up, like at first it was doing third shift.
yeah.
Just trying to pick up the people that needed to go to the airport, things of
Sure.
that nature.
Yeah.
And at the time, my girlfriend Katie was working alongside with me. I'd have my car, she'd have hers.
Yeah.
But then when she got pregnant, that ended up switching up, like that on top of her going to school. So once that started going down, I decided to start doing the mornings,
Okay.
and I would work. I would basically get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'd work from 7 till about 4. And then, and then on the weekends, I would just be out all day long from 7 a.m. until 3 o'clock the next morning on
Yeah.
Fridays. And then on Saturdays, I would be out from like 11 until 3 in the morning.
Okay.
And then I'd take Sunday off.
All right. Turn that mic like this. When you're going like this, I'm missing some of your audio. It's dropping
okay.
out a little bit. And is that what you're kind of doing now then? Just
As of right now, I'm not doing anything rideshare related. It's been strictly Grubhub.
Okay.
And that's actually due to some of the things that have been going on.
Right.
Like the way that my life is, like outside of the internet and away from work, it's pretty hectic and very busy. So it originally was that way, like I had just described.
Yeah.
But then eventually it just basically turned into, I got to do this whenever I get the chance
Yeah.
because of the way things have changed up.
Okay. Cool. What about you, CC?
I don't like rush hour.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's rough.
I couldn't do it.
So for me, the kiddos are not in school now, but when they are in school, I drop them off and then I start.
Okay.
So I typically hit the road between 9 and 9:30
Okay.
because I don't want to hit none of those people in the morning at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done the PM rush hour. I get out of work at 5 and then I like race to the airport and then you get a ride right away and then they have to go downtown. You're like, oh, this is going to be 45 minutes before I get downtown.
Yeah, I refuse. And
Yeah.
I'm from Chicago. This is nothing. But,
Right. No, I agree. But
you know
for
what I
us,
mean?
it's
I just refuse to sit there.
Yeah.
So I stop at 3.
okay.
Like wherever my ride ends,
Then
around
you-
the 3-ish area, I just stop because you're starting to get this 6 or 2:30 is getting off, 7
Yeah.
or 3 is getting off. I don't want no part of that. So I may be done depending on how well I've done. I may be done, or I'll come back out anywhere between 7 and 9,
Okay.
and I will drive until 3 a.m.
Okay.
I always break it off at 3 because I don't want fresh people getting in the car. Morning people, too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm winding my time down. I'm picking up, the bar people.
Yeah.
They're winding down. Everybody's winding down. I had one person. I got over to 4. He was like, "Good morning."
You're like
Nope.
you're like I'm winding down too. I don't
Nope.
need anybody
You're
chipper.
the last ride.
Yeah. Good night. That's
Yep.
funny.
As far as the weekends go, I don't drive all day like that. I can't.
yeah.
So, but I find myself, I do work like 9 hours and stuff. I mean, when you work like 7 to 3 a.m., that's 8 hours. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
Yeah, you don't think of it that way because it's like it's only 7 p.m. But you're like, oh, it's legitimate.
like I have to work in the daytime, on the weekends. I have to because I feel like a vampire
Yeah.
because I work at night too. So I just break my day up, spend time with my kids and,
And
whatever.
hey, that's the
I
best
come
part
back
about Uber, right? You're like, oh, I'm done right now.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go spend time with my kids, eat dinner, and then I'm gonna go back
Yep,
out.
I go home, I cook dinner.
Mhm.
I help homework and we we do stuff, and then I might come out a little bit later, depending on what we're doing, around 9, and keep it going.
Nice. All right. Here's one of the questions. How important are the driver ratings for you? So I know this will be a little bit toxic.
It might be.
Here
Who
we go.
wants
I-
to take that one first?
You know what? I've
Round
already
one.
heard it from you,
Fight.
you, and I'm going to be the first one on this dais to say I don't care.
Don't care.
No, I don't. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
But I think that has something to do with, the way that I live my lifestyle, because I am kind of a rebel.
Yeah.
I expect to have a low rating,
Right.
just because of the way that I look, the way that I talk, the way that I act, and probably because of the music that I listen to.
Yeah.
So as of right now, and I know that everybody usually shares their, their ratings and stuff. I will proudly say as of right now, I am somewhere in the 4.7 on Lyft.
Okay.
And for Uber, I think the last time I saw it, I hadn't been able to see it for the last couple of weeks, because I had to switch phones.
Oh, yeah.
My phone broke. So I've been having a hard time trying to get into my account without having to use my original phone. But I think the last time I saw it was like a 7.1.
7.1.
4.71
Okay.
for Uber. My mistake. The Red Bull's kicking in.
Yeah. I have some breaking news. I haven't driven since. Did I drive last weekend? I don't
Yes.
remember.
Yes, you did.
I
We
thought
were
you
all
did.
at the airport.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, that's crazy lady with no car seats. Sorry,
Yep.
it's been my monster's kicking in. I periodically just bring up the Uber app to see if someone's tipped me. You know what I mean? And I brought up this morning, and someone rated me, and it went up from to a 4.92. I was pretty
Boom.
excited. It's not as good as yours, but
I'm a 4.88. Cece's got us all beat.
As a, yeah, you know what? Go ahead. What's yours?
Rating's very important to me.
Yeah.
Because anything that I do, I go all out for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know about my car, but my car is pretty,
I seen it.
tricked out and whatnot. And I'm trying to be as hospitable as possible. And I give quality service to everyone. So for me, rating is very important because that kind of gears how I'm doing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So for Uber, I have a 4.97, which was a 4.98, but that stupid guy with the smells,
All the smells.
he He dropped me when he rated me a 1. He dropped me to a 4.97. I was mad.
And
I just hit 8.
And what sucks is that's on there for 500 rides.
Oh my god!
Until it,
500 rated rides.
Oh yeah, 500 rated is right.
I'm
Good
doing
call.
good on rated rides. So, and then I had to check Lyft because Lyft fluctuates because I only have 508 rides for Lyft.
Oh yeah.
So it's 4.91
Dang.
for Lyft.
See,
I got you beat on Lyft.
I'm sure you do.
I don't mind being the guy at the bottom of the barrel personally. The way I look at it is, as long as I'm able to drive and I haven't hit that bottom peak to get deactivated, I'm good. But when I start seeing, I will admit that once I start seeing that thing slip down to like maybe 4.69, 4.68 or something to that effect, then I'm just like, okay, what am I doing wrong?
Right.
Like in the back of my mind, I'm like, I really don't want to make it look as if I care, but at the same time,
I gotta
what
care a
am I
little.
doing wrong? I got to care enough to stay active.
And obviously, let's face it, your rating and your rating, you guys get paid the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's fair. I think there should be, when you and I have talked about that, I think on the podcast, there should be a separate tier for Uber X. I don't care what the car looks like, what music it is, whatever. I just need to get to work. Or Uber X, like I want a little, I don't want to pay select rates, but I also would like a high rated driver and whatever. And I think it should be up to the rider.
I've had riders get in my car that while they're waiting on me, they looked at my comments and they were very impressed before they even got in the car.
Yeah.
Because I have 100 and like something just verbal comments, like on, well, not verbal, but written comments
Right.
from people, saying whatever. So it's like an expectation before they even get in the car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, I have the same thing. People say, "Oh, you have a high rating." I'm like, "Yeah." Can you tip me? Like, I mean,
Right.
it makes me feel good, but that doesn't pay the bills.
See,
Let's face-
I've even had people that have seen my rating, even with a 4.7. Oh, 4.7? That's not bad. I'm like, yeah, it is.
Well,
by comparison to others, it is.
well, when you explain to people the rating system, so on Amazon, a 4.7 is a good rating, right? If you're buying a
product.
right.
for a product, but when you explain that to people, like, yeah, if you're like 4.5, you get deactivated. They're like, what do you mean? That's just how the Uber system works. If you're a 4.5 on a product on Amazon, awesome product. 4.5 in Uber,
Yeah.
not
See,
good.
a lot of the riders don't realize that if you slip below a certain standpoint, they will deactivate you. And average is 4.6. I believe each city has its own specific.
I don't know anybody that's been deactivated for rating. I've heard rumors, grapevine, whatever.
Yeah. I don't think it's happened.
I've heard, and once again, grapevine.
Yeah.
I've heard that the low here in Grand Rapids is supposed to be 4.3. But
What?
that comes from
For a driver rating?
for a driver rating.
They shouldn't be driving.
Oy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've seen I've driven Ann Arbor and I've picked up people with like a 3.0, and because of the fact that it's surging and I'm picking them up from a Michigan game,
Yeah.
I'm going to pick them up.
Well, yeah, at that point, it's
And-
about money.
And the dude wasn't even that bad of a guy.
I don't pay it. I don't look at it.
I do when during.
I'm full time, so I don't look at the
I
rating.
know. I do. I'll be honest with you. If it's 2:00 and it's a terrible rating on an XL, I'm like, not going to do it. Now, airport, don't look at it because it's a totally different ballgame at the airport.
Yeah.
But if it's 2 a.m. and I'm like, I'll wait for the next one that's going to be better.
I wish I would have looked at Christine's though.
Oh, yeah. Do you know someone commented on, I got after him on that YouTube video because we posted that one. And they said, he wasn't being a creep. He was just trying to help her. I'm like, I don't remember what my comment was, but I was like, I don't know.
Did you explain what she was?
What's that?
That she was a prostitute.
Who, Christine?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
I thought I told you.
No.
I picked up some bartenders, like after bar close, like some sober bartenders
You're talking about the chick that was like completely
that
S-faced.
we had a whole thread on
Yeah.
in the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that
No,
part.
she's a prostitute. She's just a terrible prostitute.
Well, clearly, why would you get so drunk if you're the one that's the business person?
Like he doesn't even have to pay you. You wouldn't even remember it.
Right? I did not know that.
No, they informed me. They were talking about her
Oh.
when they got in my car, and I was just like, her name doesn't happen to be Christine. And they were like, oh, you know her? All the Uber drivers know her. I'm like, oh.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I blocked her on both.
Oh, good call. But yeah, that guy was like, "Oh, he was trying to be nice."
No, he
No,
wasn't.
he's trying to get in her pants. So
That was creepy.
yeah, that was creepy. What about vehicle? Is it better? Do you think now? You have both, and you have X. So I mean, answer how you will. Is it better to have an XL Select or just an Uber X?
As of this point right now, I would say, I mean, given my financial situation, I've talked to you about
Right.
this. As of right now, I would rather have an X. I would rather have an X, and then and then drive an XL over the weekends.
Okay.
So specifically, I would say just X if that was the only choice between.
Right. I mean, I can answer that question because I know because I drive. Well, I don't drive full time, but I have the opportunity to do X and XL. But honestly, I mean, if gas starts getting above $3, I mean, it is right around
Yeah.
$3. But what if it got to back in the what was it 5 years ago? It was like $4.50 a gallon. Ooh.
Mhm. Yeah, like if imagine if there was a full-time driver during that time, that would once that gas price spiked up, I would buy a bullet and rent a gun.
Yeah, I mean, one of our buddies, Phil, Uber Phil, he bought a car because he had a Jeep Cherokee, wasn't an XL, but he was considered an X, and he's just like, this is just killing me. I mean, I'm driving around in the summertime, 15 miles to the gallon for an Uber X. At least with me, I can get an XL. But for him, he's like, so he paid cash for a nice little Saab, and that's what he drives around now. So,
well, for the last, I'd probably say since February, I've exclusively been driving an XL. I've been driving the Chevy Traverse.
right.
It's my girlfriend's car because mine was out of commission. And I, unfortunately, was spending almost as much as I was earning.
Yeah.
the
Well,
gas is
during the
crazy.
week, XL is pretty much a waste.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's only a weekend thing. If I had an extra $4,000 lying around, I might buy just an X just to drive if I drove during the week and an XL on the weekends. But I haven't
Yeah.
drove during the week in a long time.
Yeah. So
I had
it's
a-
basically, oh, go ahead.
I had a Honda Civic. I missed that car. It
42
sipped
miles
gas.
to the gallon.
Yeah, it was amazing. I went from that to a Chevy Traverse.
Hey, we
I
have
really
somebody
did.
on YouTube.
I
Pete.
know, Pete.
Oh,
in
you
Massachusetts.
commented on the Facebook end.
Oh, well, he can.
He
see
can
it,
see
though.
both. You're right. All right, Massachusetts 4.95 rating. Nice.
Nice.
Nice to see you, Pete. Taxes.
Wait, I want to talk about XL.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So X all day, and my car is excellent on gas.
Yeah.
Period.
What's your mileage?
I don't know.
So that surprises me. You
When
don't
I-
track it
when
because
I got the tracker.
no. But I have this app that you just put. It just tracks it for you, so it
Oh.
kind of tells me, and then gives me a little. If I do good, it says, "Oh, you did good job since the last film."
Well, I know when I fill my car up, it says that I'm at like 440
Okay.
miles for the whole tank.
Nice.
So yeah, you're getting about like 27 miles a gallon.
Oh,
Something
so
like that.
nice.
I mean,
Seriously.
the cruise ends up doing about the same thing. It's a 12 to 15 gallon tank somewhere around there, and it's 27 miles to the gallon, like per. So I'm getting about 450. The Traverse, on the other hand, like 20 to 22 gallon tank.
Oh, I thought you said I thought you were
Traverse.
MPG. I was like, that's great.
No, 20 to 22 gallon tank, and it will only give you at max probably about 387.
Yeah, mine's
If you're lucky.
Mine's 380 full to the brim.
Yeah. Although, I ended up recently drove from here to Colorado, and I only had to fill up 3 or 4 times from Grand Rapids to Denver.
What I would like to do is Jesper has an E85 vehicle, and he said he was going to do a study or a research, but I'd be interested to see because I've always heard, again, #grapevine, that if you put the cheaper gas in, you don't get as good a gas mileage. So it could be just one of those myth things that no one knows about. But would you ever consider getting an XL when you're ready to upgrade?
No.
No?
I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Now for you guys, when we were all out for St. Patrick's Day,
Yeah.
you guys were smashing. it.
Yeah,
I
just
only made
killing it.
706 that day.
Only.
You know what I mean? But I mean, it was XLs making over 1,000.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
I would like to actually eventually get. I've already got the idea for the car that I want to get picked out when I swap out. Once I get the cruise paid off, I want to get a hybrid Highlander.
You know what? What's his name? Greg Jose has one of those, and I've been eyeing ball one of those too.
Yeah. Once I found out how much mileage it gets.
Yeah, but they're not cheap. Even like a 7-year-old one is not cheap, just because of the hybrid part of it. But I was eyeballing those too. Just complete side note. If I had to do it all over again on my XL, I would get something like him that has. See, I can fit 7 plus me. Well, I don't have a walkthrough. So to slide my seat forward is a pain in the butt. Drunk people don't understand it. They hit the top one and it just flops down that you could load cargo. The side one, it slides it. So every time someone gets out of my XL, I'm like, all right, guys, have a good night. Please use the latch on the side of the seat, not the top. I say that every single time just because, and most people get it, but you just get these drunk people that don't. And then in the wintertime, they're climbing on the back of my seat. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Does it look like that's the way you're supposed to exit the vehicle? Is that the way you got in? No.
When you're drunk.
Most of the time, it's women that end up
Yes.
just like crawling over like a 5-year-old.
Typically, the guys, even drunk, are like, ooh, that's not right. Because they just say, ooh. They might still do it because they're drunk, but you can see a little hesitation. But I pre-slide the thing forward before my XL. I pull the side of the road, slide it forward. So then they can see this is how you get in and out. They didn't see me do it. But then it goes down and the girls are like, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, the cleaning fee is definitely fine.
Right.
If you start getting muddy boots all over my back seat.
Yeah, no kidding.
Thank you.
I wanted to talk about taxes. Now, you haven't done a full year yet. So are you putting money away for taxes or not? So I've never had to pay any taxes.
I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have to. I drive over 5,000 miles a month.
Right. With that mileage write-off. And what about you? I mean, you've driven years with Uber. Have you ever had to pay taxes on your Uber earnings?
There's been a couple of times.
But how much? Like a couple $100?
Yeah, probably about like 335.
That's still not bad for all the money you can earn.
Yeah.
And with the write-offs.
I mean, like I still consider myself relatively new to doing the self-employed kind of thing. So, it's been kind of difficult from time to time to figure it out. But over the years, I've actually started to figure things out. I think the first year that I did this full time, like an entire full year doing it full time. Yeah, I messed up on TurboTax of all things. How do you mess up on TurboTax?
I've done it. It happens.
Yeah, but now this year I'm like, okay, I should have done this. I should have done this, and I should have done this. And then because of that, it ended up saying, well, if it's like this year, then it should be like this last year.
Yeah, technically it should.
So things had actually figured itself out.
Yeah. I go to an accountant. I just didn't want to mess with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not terribly expensive. I think it costs $300.
Same as if you just went to H&R Block.
Right. Yeah. So I feel more comfortable with it, and he understands the laws and all that stuff. But it's actually helped our family's income, our tax burden go down.
Yeah.
So
I've had the same.
It's
thing.
been nice. I mean, but
Part-timers.
I know. There's a question about that coming up. Do you have any clients that text you personally for rides that you make connections with? You don't have to answer if you do it on or off the app. That's your business. But that maybe you text and say you still use the app, but they need a ride and you connect with them.
Nope.
No?
I used to, but it started getting out of control because I was telling people, if you want me to do this, for one, we still have to do this on the app.
Right.
Secondly, you need to give me at least a 24-hour advance.
Yeah.
So that way I can prepare.
Yeah, you can't blow your phone up at 3:30 in the morning like I need a ride.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
And everybody that I said that to, they'd be drunk at a bar, like somewhere in Kentwood.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, bro, can you come and get me, man? Be like, and take me back to the west side.
No.
Dude, no, I'm driving right now.
Well, what's hilarious is why would you do it? Why wouldn't you just order an Uber? You'd be there in like 1 second. You can go home. Why would you call the guy that? I mean,
the guy only did it. The guy was only asking me personally because I live on the west side.
Oh, okay.
And I had done a favor for a buddy of his who I was doing a favor for his nephew.
Yeah.
So it kind of just trickled down, and this guy would be calling me while he's drunk around midnight, 1 o'clock on a Saturday in order to get me to drive all the way
Right.
down to Kentwood to pick him up.
You know, the only way I would do that
bring it
if I
back.
knew that I was going to get a cash tip on it.
I was like, dude, if you're going to give me, like, I'm thinking to myself, if you give me maybe $50 in cash,
right.
then I'll do it.
Yeah.
But after that, I just stopped handing out, stopped making offers for people. And I'm just like, screw it. I mean, it's not worth the time. People are asking me to do things that are going to be cost effective or cost efficiency.
Yeah.
Or something,
I know
whichever one of the two is negative.
I know what you mean.
I know you do. You speak me, but they don't. But the fact is that I'm like, no, done.
I agree.
The only time I'm actually going to do this is for family and friends.
I would do it if it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, yeah, I got nothing going on. I'll drive. But 1 a.m. on a bar near Bar Surge, I'm like, yeah, unless it's $50 cash.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Because at least family and friends, they understand. They're like, well, if I ask him to pick me up, that'll take time and money out of his night.
Right.
And he could be making a good smooth $200 and be on a roll.
Yeah.
And then I end up asking him to not do that.
Well, that's what normal people do.
Right.
Hey,
But at least friends and family are just like, okay, yeah, I understand. I'll wait or I'll just get an Uber or a Lyft.
yeah. What about you?
I have people all the time.
Well, we know you had that one guy. We don't have to go into it. The guy that owns a clothing store, because I'm sure it's a long story, but
No, but even for him going to the casino and back, he would pay me $50.
okay.
So that was worth it. I would be out already,
Yeah.
and then you know what I mean. So that was fine. But I had two people, and there was people that lived way out. So if I picked them up from the airport, and I took them way out, if they were businessmen that flew out often,
Yeah.
it's harder for people in like Rockford and
Yeah, it
Hudsonville
is.
and stuff like that. So I gave them my number
That's
personally.
great.
And I said, hey,
Yeah.
just let me know in advance, and I'll be here. And I picked the gentleman up a couple times, and what we did was I looked at the price of his ride,
Yeah.
and he actually gives me $15 more than that.
Okay.
So and
The price of the ride or what you would make on the ride?
um
So if it costs him 50, he gives you 65? Or is it if it costs him 50, you get 30, he gives you 15 on that? I'm just curious.
I get 45.
Okay.
When
So it's whatever you would earn on it.
yeah.
Okay.
So and I don't do it for everyone. It's just
No,
for the
for
people
sure.
that's a little bit harder for them to.
That's
to get
actually a
ride.
great idea because like you're never going to get a ride. Do you ever hear my stripper story?
What?
It kind of has something to do with it. It was before Uber was out in Muskegon, and I picked some chick up by Ben's house. Jeez,
Yeah, sorry.
hood over there. She was going to Muskegon for a interview to be a stripper, and I went out there and I was like, "Hey, I can hang out here because you're not going to get a ride back." And she's like, "No, it's okay." I actually was kind of hanging out there because I was worried something was going to happen to her, but kind of the same thing. Like, Uber's not going to be here. There was some chatter about Lyft at the casino today on the Facebook page. I think Lyft is statewide. I went online on Lyft way up 3.5 hours north in like one of the poorest counties in the state, and I could have requested a ride.
I'm pretty sure it can pull from there. And I tell people when I Uber people to the casino, I'm like, you have to lift back.
Yeah. Yeah, there was chatter on the Facebook said, nope, Lyft doesn't work there. I'm like, wait, no, Lyft is statewide now. That was like,
Well, the guy that I was taking to the casino, the reason he asked me in the first place is because he couldn't get home.
yeah.
Interesting.
So I don't know if it works or not.
Yeah, I guess I can't say for a fact it does, but hopefully Ben will fact check that. He's not been writing it down. He's been playing on his tablet.
I'm interacting.
You are working. I do appreciate
wow.
that.
Yeah, I'd say a good fat portion of Michigan.
Oh,
as a whole.
you got a photo?
No, I'm looking through the names right now. So,
Oh.
like, the last time I checked, I didn't see Marquette. So the UP is now actually getting some service. I mean, Marquette, Northern Michigan University.
Can you imagine being up there where it's in northern Michigan, you get 17 feet of snow a day, and you're like an Uber driver with UberX. You're like, hey, it takes you forever to get anywhere.
Hey, they getting paid up there.
Yeah, forget about it.
Oh, wow.
What?
Just for the area, yeah, it looks like it might just be the entire area. I mean, like where it shows for Traverse City, it's showing the entire, like from here and up.
Oh,
All
so
the way.
that's I think it's statewide,
So yeah, Petoskey, Mackinac City, everything. No matter what.
except not on the island.
Yeah.
No cars.
Yeah. Maybe Drummond Island. Except they drive on the left side.
They do?
Yeah, I've been to Drummond Island before.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do. I think it's the
Today I learned.
and knowing is half the battle.
I love that thread subreddit on Reddit is the Today I Learned, and just about, although I trust that it's fact, just some idiot on the internet putting it up there. It could be a lie. Who knows? But I believe it.
Oh yeah. So yeah, confirmed. The entire state of
Thank
Michigan.
you.
The entire state of Michigan.
If you need any expert rideshare advice, please come to GR Rideshare Adventures, because clearly, what are you doing? Getting a fare estimate? I'm sorry, I'm being nosy. I'm like a squirrel. So car insurance. Do you both have the rideshare endorsement for your car insurance?
I do have State Farm, and I do.
Okay. What about
I
you?
go through Progressive, and both of my cars do have the rideshare
Yeah,
insurance.
I feel like, why don't you? It started out with Farmers about a year and a half ago. I switched right away, and I feel like everyone has it now.
Well, a vast majority of people don't. They didn't have it from the time that they
I
started.
didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Either when
it's
I
a
started.
secret to everybody.
Right.
The
The secret's out.
God, I'm such a nerd. That was a.
You
Why did I have to do a Legend of Zelda reference? Nevertheless,
I didn't catch
but yeah,
it.
like obviously Farmers had it, and once I found out about it, like I looked, but it was going to be more expensive. Having the rideshare insurance,
It is.
and you have to have Farmers insurance in order to have the Farmers rideshare insurance.
Yes.
And I wasn't willing to switch.
Switch.
I'm like, I'm a good enough of a driver. I haven't gotten into a major accident or
Well,
anything like that.
My rates actually went down going to Farmers. So my company was Farm Bureau. Clearly, they were ripping me off. I said, I want apples to apples comparison. I want to get the same coverage from what I had to this. He's like, yeah, it's going to be $100 less a month.
What?
A month, not like
Wow.
per 6 months, a month. So I was like,
Wow.
no, that's with the rideshare endorsement.
That's
I was like,
awesome.
no brainer.
Yeah.
Done.
But Progressive ended up having a little option to, you can have rideshare insurance now.
Yep.
Well, let me tell you about Progressive. So I started out for Progressive, and I had the endorsement, and everything was cool, whatever. Then I went to Renew, and they were trying to like get me with like no lube, just none. I'm like, so it jumped from like 200 and something to 700 and something.
Whoa.
Stupid snapshot. You knew what I was doing when I signed up. They
Yeah.
deemed me on the time that I drive.
What's Snapshot?
I got
It's
the
the
stupid
thing that you-
snapshot.
Snapshot.
in.
Well, now they actually have it as a smartphone app.
Does
So it does
so
monitor your
it tracks how much you. Ooh,
And the time,
Ooh.
and your speed, and your turns,
Oh.
and everything else. It grades you.
Even a hard stop.
okay.
It's
It counts all of it
supposed to-
every single day.
yeah.
It gives it to you every day.
Ooh,
It's supposed to help you save money, but if you're a rideshare driver,
It sucks for us.
It's
Well,
not gonna-
driving was
it's not gonna
fine.
help.
It was the fact that I was driving so much, and then I
right,
was driving
yeah.
at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They were
Yeah.
saying
High
that-
risk.
high risk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
high risk after I think 11 p.m., midnight, something like that.
Yep.
Midnight to 4 a.m. is
'Cause
usually high risk.
when you do get insurance, they do say, how many miles are you driving a day? To and from work? Yeah. 10 miles a day. Okay.
well, what's work?
I was up front.
Yeah.
They knew exactly what I was doing when I signed up for it. And in fact, it was funny because when I went to renew it, I called them. I was like, y'all are smoking crack. I'm not paying $700.
How'd that go?
He was like, I suggest you go somewhere else.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. We'll do one more question. What does your family and friends think about your job choice of doing this full time instead of, a job with Benny's and
Everybody hates it.
yeah.
I'm the only one that probably likes it. My mother's pretty much supportive, but
Hey, just a side note, who cares? If you like it, that's all that matters. I'm just curious.
yeah,
You
I
be
mean,
you.
my philosophy has always been that if you enjoy what you do for a living, you'll never work a day in your life.
That's true.
And I
statement.
love doing rideshare. I love doing delivery. It's just I can understand where they're coming from because of the thing with trying to put finances aside because of gas and wear and tear and
Yeah.
stuff like that. That's what makes it the most difficult because you have bills coming up.
Right.
And you're like, okay, well, maybe I can sacrifice just a little bit. And then before you know it, in some cases, it ends up being
Yeah.
your finances are in the crapper.
Yeah.
And I don't want that, but I think that lately I've been doing things a lot smarter, a lot smoother. I mean, as I told you guys, I had been driving my girlfriend's car for the last 5-6 months.
Yeah.
And I just got my car back It's in working order, and I'm doing exclusively Grubhub until I can get my finances back in order. I know exactly how much money I have to set aside every week for gas if I were to work 7 days a week. And that's usually what I try to keep in mind. Like, I may not be working 7 days a week, but how much money am I going to have to put to the side in case I do?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
how much is it for a full tank of gas
Right.
per day? $36. Okay. Round that up and then multiply that by 7 days. Well, there's my answer.
Yeah.
$280 right there. Put it into savings.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it, bills, groceries, clothes for the kids.
There's never an end to the expenses with kids. Oh,
Yeah. I'd rather face taxes.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, it's interesting how you talked about the finance part of that, because I look at your, when you drive full time, it's almost like you're a realtor or you're a sales guy, because it ebbs and flows. It's not a regular. You put 40 hours in. 40 hours could get you $500. 40 hours could get you $300. 40 hours could get you $800. You just never know what kind of week you have, and
Yep.
you gotta look ahead. So
Yeah. I mean, like when I first started, I tried looking at everything that was going on in the city, and I thought I had it on point. I thought I had my finger on the pulse. But things just didn't work out for me.
and it's changed so much with so many drivers.
It changes by the
very true.
day.
Yeah.
You know, so like every day is different. So like there'd be, days that I would be coming out and I'd probably only have like $35.
Yeah.
Or, I might be able to hit my mark, which usually was $100 a day.
Yeah.
It's just.
What about you, CC? The question was family, friends.
Sorry, I have ADHD.
I actually kind of forgot. I saw her face and I was like, oh, she don't remember the question. I'm like, oh, that's right. I better read it.
My mom, at first she didn't like it,
Yeah.
being female, and then I don't just drive in the daytime. I drive at night,
Right.
Yeah.
and so, but with Uber they have that, you can share your ride. So
That's awesome.
she watches me, but I drive both, and you can't share your ride with Lyft.
Sure.
So she sees me go off and on.
So with that, I have a question about the share your ride. Do you have to do that each ride, or you just turn it on
turn it
and
on.
it's the whole shift?
You turn it on, but sometimes when you do go online, you may have to hit it if it's
Okay.
not checked.
So like you go offline to do a Lyft one, you may have to recheck it again when you go back online for Uber.
You may have to,
May
but I
have
mean
to.
that's just as simple as hitting the
Yeah,
online
I was
and
just curious.
hitting
I've
it.
never used it, so
Yeah, and she tracks me.
can they track you down to like the actual street corner you're
Yeah,
on?
my
absolutely.
kids watch me on the phone.
Okay. There's mom at work.
Yeah.
She can always tell if I'm working.
That's funny.
I turned that on when I went to Fenville at one night.
Thanks for listening to the show, guys. We really appreciate it. We now have a patron account. It's patron.podbean.com/grrideshare. What that does is for a small monetary donation per month, you get a couple of extra perks. Level 1, $1 or more per month, you get early release to videos and podcasts and a thank you email. Level 2 to $5 or more per month, handwritten note from us, digital shout out on the show, and a private closed Facebook group with us. And level 3, $10 more per month, live shout out on our podcast or YouTube video, your choice. Be on a podcast with us or a phone call from one of us. You can talk rideshare or anything else. What this does is helps us support the monetary responsibilities for hosting a podcast and doing videos and getting new equipment and etc. So if you'd like to support us on that and give us a hand and help us out, patron.podbean.com/grrideshare. That's patron.podbean.com/grrideshare. Thanks. Yeah, you did. But okay. Well, I appreciate you guys answering those questions. I wanted to jump into the rideshare in the news. This is what we do when we kind of just give our opinion on that. And this one has been pretty hot topic. It's the I do have actually audio for this, so we can actually play a video.
I can't believe that was here.
I know.
I know her. I've given her a ride before, so hopefully it'll load here in a second. But it's a Uber driver that denied a woman that was in a wheelchair. And this laptop's so slow. I even prioritized the Wi-Fi to it, but let's see. Oh,
You got the sound.
Yeah, thank you. Well, it's on an ad anyway, so ads. Jeez. Whoever puts ads on their website, bunch of idiots.
It's like they
Not
want to make
necessarily.
money or something.
Right. Yeah. Stupid revenue sharing.
It's still not working.
Oh, I
There
picked
you
her up
go.
twice. I picked her up twice.
After an Uber driver who was supposed to take her to work took off instead.
Tiger Date investigator Susan Samples took the woman's complaint to Uber. She has the story. New tonight at 6 o'clock. Susan?
Disability advocates have been fighting this in other states, filing lawsuits accusing Uber of violating the Americans with Disabilities Act. Now, a Kentwood woman says it happened to her.
I usually get in the front.
For a couple years now, Chelsea Perry has relied on Uber to get to work, and the drivers are usually helpful, simply breaking down and stowing her chair in the back. Not yesterday.
Disheartening and very disappointing.
Perry says when the driver arrived and spotted her wheelchair, he immediately said he'd had a prior rider with a similar chair, and he couldn't get it in his standard-sized car.
I kind of tried
BS.
to interject
BS
and
indeed.
tried to say, hey, we can, like, your car is accessible for me. I can make this work. He kind of didn't really let me get a word in edgewise. He kind of just shut his door and drove off.
He may have shut her down, but Perry saw it as an opening.
This just seemed like an opportunity to have a larger conversation.
For its part, Uber says it's already refunded the cancellation fee the driver charged Perry. And the ride-sharing service sent us a statement that read Uber's community guidelines prohibit any type of discrimination in serving riders with disabilities. We have been in contact with the rider and have launched an investigation.
They still have more work to do. They do.
Kimberly Kennedy is a veteran we connected with through Disability Advocates of Kent County.
That's some
She's
lipstick.
had plenty of experience, she says, with Uber drivers refusing her a ride.
I have had them on several occasions. They will ride right past me in the parking lot, and they see me sitting there, and then he zooms out the parking lot. And I'm like, are you for real?
Yeah.
Yes.
But Kennedy said ultimately a group of drivers that serviced her area got together to make sure she always had a ride.
Oh, that's cool.
Now she wants to make sure Perry knows she did the right thing by speaking out.
For you, in this moment, I'm happy that you found your voice.
In addition to refunding that cancellation fee, Uber told us it investigates all reports of discrimination and will take appropriate action, that Uber drivers agree to operate in compliance with all applicable
Blah, blah, blah,
accessibility
blah, blah,
laws,
blah.
and that drivers, when they first start with Uber, receive information and resources on transporting riders with disabilities. Uber said today that it just launched its investigation. We'll keep track of this and let you know what they determine and how this is resolved.
Yeah, because when you think about people who would utilize a ride service like Uber, this is your most vulnerable group of passengers.
Right, and but in her
Yeah.
case, she is able to get herself into the car. She can transport herself. It's just the wheelchair, so she has some independence in that regard. But she says this guy didn't even let her say or explain. So he was just like, no.
They're looking into it.
So I'm gonna flip it a little bit and say, is she gonna break her own chair down, or does he have to break it down for her?
I picked her up twice.
I have too, and I loaded the chair in.
Yep. I broke it down. I mean, I picked her up in my cruise.
Yeah, it breaks down. Those tires
take the
just
wheels
pop off
Yeah,
real
take
quick.
the wheels right off.
Yeah, it's
That's
a
it.
collapsible wheelchair. Why wouldn't you do that?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
real simple, and it
Think for
doesn't take that
yourself,
long.
right?
She lets herself right in.
Yep.
I take the thing. I take the two wheels off. I put everything in my trunk. We go, and I took her to CC twice.
Yeah. I wonder though. Let's look at it this way. What if it was like those wheelchairs that you get in the hospital and ladies
the handles.
The flip.
the big one. How is that going? That's not going to fit in an X. Oh, did you disconnect there?
Oh, I'd figure out a way myself.
Well, I mean, I think you'd be able to get it in where you probably wouldn't be able to fit it in the trunk, but you'd probably be able to fit it where everyone sits in the back. But
wouldn't they need an XL for that?
that's what I'm saying.
Because
No.
for an X, I can't get that kind of chair. in my
Right.
car.
Oh, it's got to be one that breaks down.
Right.
Yeah.
That might. I mean, it's one of those things that handicap do tend to get that, especially if they're going to be using Uber.
Right.
Like I talked to her. She ended up saying that that's what that's the main reason why she ended up getting a collapsible one, because it's a lot easier to put
Yeah.
into a vehicle. With one of the old school ones where you have to squeeze it in
Yeah.
in order to close it and everything.
And the wheels don't come off. And the wheels are usually like twice the size of like
I wouldn't be able
hers.
to get the wheels on my
With
trunk.
my
Right.
car, I have absolutely no choice but to put one of those in the back
Seating
seat.
part.
I don't want that on my back
I don't
seat.
Yeah, I know.
I have black
uh,
seats.
My seat, my car has the automatic button to pop the trunk. It doesn't
Right.
have any other button than that. And I lost that key a while ago. I'm using a spare right now. So I have no choice but to
Okay.
put it in the back seat. I will find a way come hell or high water.
Right.
If I have to, I have to. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
Well,
I
what's
have to.
gonna if that happens? Are you just gonna? What if she says, "Well, you're discriminating against me"?
I wouldn't deny her unless I just could not.
No,
get
that's
that
what I
thing in.
mean. Let's
Yeah.
say you tried to get it in, you can't get it in.
There's nothing else I can do.
I know, but I'm just saying she could say the same thing. Like, "Oh, she didn't try." I'm just curious. I'm
Well,
just
I
throwing
have
it
a
out
camera, and I will contact Uber myself
there.
right then.
That's the number one tip: have a dash cam.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Saves you every time.
Next one up. This is the dumbest thing ever. I mean, it's obviously not going to work here. Uber's teaming up with Lime to add electric scooters to its app. It must be just like a tourist thing in California or something, or maybe New York. I don't know. What you guys think about that?
Scooters?
For what?
For people, it costs 10 cents per minute, and it costs $1. Like that's your starting fee, and then it's 10 cents per minute.
She just ride an electric scooter
Yeah.
around town.
Yeah, there's no driver or anything. It's just like, I don't know.
I don't know, like maybe it would work out positively for the hipster community or something.
Well, I know, I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of them here in Grand Rapids.
Right.
It's true.
And a lot of college bros. Like I don't know, maybe me too, because I'm a kid at heart.
I might want
Totally
to do that.
would do that.
What I find interesting in this picture, first of all, that artwork is amazing behind there. Why is he wearing a helmet and she's not? I mean, is she gonna?
She is a carefree spirit.
Yeah, and she don't want to mess her hair up.
Yeah.
But
Well, she wants the wind to blow.
right, old boy's like, I don't need a head injury. She's like, my hair's too great today to do that.
So I'm gonna say this. I think Uber has their hands in too much stuff.
Oh yeah,
true.
there's
Oh,
another
yes.
article coming up about.
If they don't start fixing the problems now instead of adding on the stuff, like they need to get a life.
Well, they're never going to be profitable. I mean, they keep spending money. But what else we got? Oh, that's not that. Let's go over here. Oh yeah, that's the. Oh no, this is another one. This is Uber features. Do you guys see this to help make?
Yeah, I just read that.
I have not seen this yet.
So it's 2 new features to help make pickup smoother, which I actually kind of like. Basically, there it is. Basically,
Basically.
you're going to be able to. They're going to give, like, you look at the picture, look for the giant bear, and it's just going to pop up, and it's going to be audio. It's going to speak it to you. So, which is kind of cool. Although I usually have all the sounds off. But notes will be read aloud from your app, so you can stay focused on driving, and you can reply with a single tap. The other part is a spotlight. Your phone will light up a certain color, and the rider will know. Maybe they're getting away from the Uber beacon, but you just hold your phone out, and it matches with the rider. So it's like it's red.
It's similar to Lyft Amp.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's dependent on their cell phone
My
instead of
guess, yeah. But what's up with the Uber beacon? That's starting. More markets are getting it, like the Lyft Amp, but not here. I don't know. Maybe
I haven't heard of it.
Maybe they've decided, well, we're just going to cheap out and have the driver use the phone. But
We're going to drain your battery.
what I've noticed, yeah, exactly. What I've noticed though with the new in-app messaging, a lot of people don't message in that. I like the texting because people got the text. I feel like I'm relying on Uber to deliver that message, and we know the reliability can be a little
sketchy.
But an SMS message goes through like every single time.
And it's a lot easier to be able to switch between an SMS message and Uber rather than doing it Uber's new way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the SMS. What do you?
Well, my phone's on vibrate, so if I don't see it drop down, I'm not even gonna see the SMS.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm not gonna see it unless I see that part. I won't even know they text me.
So I think you have an iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can go into the settings and make it so it does not disappear.
I don't need to do that.
Oh,
That's annoying.
it is annoying, but I know there is a setting that.
And then I get too many notifications for that. So if
Yeah.
I'm driving I would have to touch my
Yeah,
phone too
you
much.
want to swipe
So
it away.
For me, I can't do that.
Yeah, 'cause it
I
covers
can't
the
be touching my
GPS.
phone like that.
No.
It does cover the GPS.
Well, Grubhub will do that. If I have Grubhub on and I take a long delivery, let's say to Holland, it'll pop up and say you're outside the delivery zone, and it won't go away. You have to swipe it to get it away. And it's annoying.
I do have to say this though. Riders have communication problems. Period.
Well, yeah.
Because I call
Yes.
people. Period. I'm not going to sit there and try to text you and drive. That I don't do that.
Yeah.
If your address isn't correct in there or whatever, what I call because I have to,
Right.
and they don't answer the phone as it is. So
I don't know that number. I ain't picking it up.
especially Lyft because it's like a 415 number or something like
Yeah.
that. So
California.
so for me, they're terrible. Like they're just terrible. Like they don't even utilize messages. Not for real. They don't. They just let you just
Yeah.
drive around all over the place or whatever the case is. Like, and then when you do call them, it's like, you know, some people are helpful. Like, hey, I can't find you, or it's a range for an address. I need to know your address. Like they're texting me and I can't text them back. Like
No.
I can't text you back. So one person yelled at me because he texted me and I'm like, sir, I'm driving.
Yeah. Well, then it relies more on the riders then to these messages like, hey, I'm in front of blah, blah, blah. And then you can just, it reads it. I'm interested to see how the technology works. If it's some computer voice, I am by the big teddy bear.
Stephen Hawking.
Right. That was better than that. Next, another in the Uber in the pot. Cargo.
Oh, I signed up for that one already.
I did too. I'm still waiting it. I'm gonna try it when it gets here, but now Uber's got their mitts on it.
Of course they do.
Wow.
So
You can go to a green light hub now, and well, not in Michigan yet. But
no, in San Fran.
San Fran, you can, and LA, you can go to the green light hub and get yourself a cargo box.
Yeah.
So explain how that works again.
So a cargo box is like a little vending machine right there. And you can give stuff away. It's free and you still make money on it.
How do you give stuff away?
So this is the only clunky part, and I don't know if they've worked on it. You used to have to go to a web browser. So even if you're giving them, let's say that whatever that Nutri-Grain bar, if they get it for free, I think they still have to go to the web so that they know that. So cargo knows where it's going. You know what I mean? Maybe they have an app now. I haven't seen any news on it, but
If Uber's partnered with it, then eventually it might be integrated into the Uber app.
Oh, I hope not. I want it to be. I mean, it says you earn $1 per order, 25% commission on retail sales. So the dollar you get, if you give it away for free, you get $1. And then you earn 25 cents or 25%. I wonder if you get the dollar plus 25% if it's something like if they buy a 5-hour energy or something. They're not giving that away. This is where you're going to make your money, though.
Referrals.
That's where you're going to make your money.
Oh, yeah.
So
Uberman will do that.
This is my only thing with it. So I have a car and
limited space.
it has to go on my armrest.
Yeah, I don't know how that's
Like my arm's on that.
right.
Right. Yeah. Before you know it, it feels like you're like this.
And is it guaranteed to fit between the seats?
I'm sure it is. It looks pretty big though.
That's what I mean. Like, so if somebody sits in the front, our elbows are just on there.
Yeah, I mean it's like an armrest. So I mean it's worth a try. I think. I mean you're not guaranteed.
I mean, I signed up already, so
Yeah, I did too a long time ago. We'll see. Not gonna try it,
Nope. I don't give anybody anything.
even if you make money
That's
on
why
it.
your rating is so low.
No, I usually just prefer to use my wit and my knowledge in order to create a decent experience.
Well, yeah,
Decent, not excellent, but decent.
yeah. No, I understand that. I've always thought of this cargo. I'm like, I think it's a great idea, and I just love the free marketplace that someone can think about this and be like, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of this? But I always thought about going on bar nights is getting a cooler of like Monsters and 5-hour energy and just have like a sign in the back. Hey, $5 for a Monster or $5 for a 5-hour energy. And
where are you putting it?
I know. I mean, I got a big car, so
But still,
like,
like
excuse
but what if you do an airport run with that cooler in the car?
that's true. I mean, I'm not talking like getting a Yeti or anything. Just like maybe something like, this big, Don't squash my dream. Jeez.
If we could just get a camera and put it on Cece's face.
I
the
know.
entire
She has
podcast.
the best expressions.
I
It's,
swear.
Sorry.
it's hilarious. No, don't say sorry. It's great.
Give her like a little picture-in-picture on the top.
Yeah. Yeah. All
Say
right.
what?
Here's the last one. I think there is audio on this one too.
Oh my god.
I'm reading that and I'm just like,
No.
this better not be about you.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it couldn't have been me, and I meant as a rider. I wish somebody would start peeing in the car.
Okay, let's see what we hear in this.
It would have been a totally different article.
No, I know. You wait.
Oh.
Bank of America has a new way to get a mortgage.
Ooh.
It automatically uploads documents right from my phone. It's so easy, doesn't get away.
Oh crap. I hate all these.
What have you done?
I clicked on the ad.
There are more important things.
No.
No.
You don't get free. No one rides for free. Gene Simmons of Kiss.
All right.
You can hear it.
This makes me so mad. So mad. Why didn't she say something?
Hold on. She does. Oh, wait. Maybe the audio.
What are you doing? I mean, that don't got nothing to do with me. You could've
He's got a
went to the
Gatorade
bathroom,
bottle.
bro.
Yo, she's
Can't
black.
go to the bathroom
She's cussing him out.
Yeah.
outside, bro. You a man. You serious right now? Like,
Are you serious, bro?
Ugh.
Yeah. So he peed while she was in the car. Like,
Because he had to drive all of an hour.
yeah.
He's a wimp.
Right? Oh, man.
I've had to go to the bathroom since this live stream started, and I've been patient.
Me
You
too.
better learn how to hold it.
Yeah.
I did.
No, I
long time ago when I
definitely,
was a kid.
I definitely always have to go to the bathroom. And as a male, it is much easier. This is a vulnerable time for me right now. I'm gonna say
On
that
the wrong podcast.
I do pee in a bottle, a Gatorade bottle, when I have to go.
Why don't you just stop?
What if I have to pee every 15 minutes? Because that's about what my schedule is.
You need to go to the doctor.
No, it's because I don't like anything in my bladder. I don't like the pressure. I have pressure now. Don't like it. It's uncomfortable. I'm going right now. Just kidding. So I've worked in the lawn care field for 20 years, and when you're out in the boonies, you got to go to the bathroom.
That's completely different.
Right. But
Why?
when you get used to that,
I'm still
sort
in
of
my
thing,
car. I don't go with people in it.
Yeah.
I'm by myself.
That's completely different. This man was in New York.
No. Oh, yeah.
No. He was in New York.
Yeah, I know.
And even the transportation people said they have stations for them.
No. Oh, they do?
Yes, I
What?
read the article, and the taxi people, like they, they all licensed there and whatnot. They said they have stations all around the city where they can for drivers to safely use the bathroom, on top of gas stations, on top of stores, on top
Yeah.
of all of that other stuff. There is no excuse because you was in the car for an hour
Right.
that ride couldn't have been that long.
No.
So you telling me that you couldn't wait till that ride was over? That's some bullshit. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
She's getting
It's
there.
live.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I can see that
don't-
getting heated.
I'm sorry, guys.
You can say shit.
But no, there's no excuse for that.
No, I agree. I'm not defending him.
But that's completely different than what he did.
Right.
That's unprofessional. He shouldn't even be able to throw the whole
Oh.
car away. Throw the whole car away. It's garbage.
Light it on fire. Push it off a cliff.
I'm so serious. That made me so mad. That's the first time I've seen the video because I refused to watch it.
Where's that one that you posted? There was another guy. I almost thought that one was set up. Didn't it feel? No. There was another guy and a kid. The guy peed in a Tupperware container.
What?
Yeah, and he
In front of a child.
yeah.
What? Oh my God.
Yeah, he's in the front seat, and then you hear him dump it, and then you see him put it in the center console, like on the camera. You can see. I'm like,
Oh my God.
what are you doing?
So
This is why we can't have nice things.
right.
this is why my Lyft people dog Uber so much.
Right.
I hate Uber. Uber's terrible.
They be peeing in bottles and shit.
I just don't. Man, it's all types out in the world, ain't there? I like.
Well,
No excuse.
what was the guy that was doing the act? Was he foreign?
I think
sounded
so.
foreign.
So it might have been like he might not have realized, or it might have been like, I'm not trying to defend him,
No,
but I'm trying to
That's
say
a
that
grown
it might
man.
be. It might be one of those things. Like, okay, you know how you said in the past,
he's mansplaining right now.
you've said in the past where like some of the worst places to go to the bathroom would be like Speedway and stuff like that.
Yeah, that
Or
one's terrible.
Because like they would have people that would use the bathroom and they would wipe their butts with the toilet paper, but they wouldn't put it in the toilet. They would throw it on the floor or throw it in the garbage can.
I don't
for some
get
dumb
people
reason.
that
You're
do
a
it.
man. You stand up and pee.
What if you have to go
Right.
poo poo?
I don't care.
Then you sit
go
down.
home.
But
Go home
but
and use
still,
your
it's
bidet.
like, okay, there are some people that do that because they're accustomed to that due to their culture. So that might be something. I'm not trying to make an excuse for the guy. Or
I don't
anything
care
like
nothing
that.
about
That's
him.
disgusting.
I don't care nothing about him peeing in the bottle. That I don't care about. What I care about, there was a woman in that car. That's unprofessional. Period.
Right.
If you pee in the bottle and you're a man, that's for you. Whatever. It is what it is. But the fact that he did it while he was doing a ride, that is what I have a problem with.
No,
if you
I-
want to be nasty
we all do.
and not have no hand sanitizer and you pee in bottles and you keep it in your car, that's on you. But as far as that lady be a lady at that,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
That's not okay.
There's no excuse.
Well, none of it
An
is.
hour.
All I'm basically saying is just for
We-
that
we-
guy, that might be the thing.
No,
It's
there's
called-
no
Kevin,
culture.
Kevin,
There's no
absolutely
culture
not.
where it's okay.
But-
to
That
pee.
ride couldn't have been that
But
long.
but
No.
I agree. That is
Kevin.
disgusting to do. I wouldn't even do that.
I'm sorry. That's like me checking somebody in at the hotel and peeing at the same time, all over myself.
I mean, it truly is.
I'm sorry. I has a line. It's been a line here. I've been checking people in, and I'm sorry. I have to use the bathroom.
Right. Yeah,
What?
the
No.
dude failed to maintain professionalism.
It's
I'm not
true.
disagreeing to that.
Like that's the only thing I had an issue with.
I'm just trying
sorry.
to pick that dude's brain. Like, why would he think that this is okay?
No, he doesn't have a brain. That's the problem.
Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, there's no way you can explain it that would be okay.
It's none.
There isn't. I mean,
Unless the dude is absolutely insane and he thinks that is okay.
So we need psych evaluations now for
oh
Uber.
boy, let's not go
Right?
there. I'm gonna fail. All right, let's move on. Cece's
I'll
blood
be
pressure's up.
deactivated the day of, guaranteed.
This it's kind of right up Cece's alley. Do you know about this one, the Rider Preferred program?
No, but I would love to hear about it.
Okay, it's not in Michigan, so I know I bummed out too. And basically, what it is you got a high rating, they recognize you. You do also get $1 extra for every person that tips, and you get like a little plaque or something like that.
Do you know how much I get in tips?
I don't know.
Yes, I'm a tip queen.
Oh, awesome.
We're doing a study on that. We say a study like we're doing bro
so
science.
official.
We're doing bro science. We'd like to go like for a month of all of us and see how our tips are and what our average is and stuff like that. But
Do it for August.
We
do
just
for
make it
August.
up, actually.
We'll make it up.
Yep.
But again, this is only I clicked on the terms and conditions because hey, they put them right there. I'm not sure why they're not popping up for me, but
What did it just pop up down there?
yeah, it just gives the cities, but it's based on a number of factors, including driver trip count, ratings received, frequency of rider feedback. I was waiting for it to say acceptance rate. I'm like, I'm out. But it didn't. So
She'll get all the perks.
I know.
I get everything.
Everything.
But this is the kind of thing I was talking about, how they should reward drivers that, I mean, come on, in any other business, if you are an overachiever and not being like, oh, you're an overachiever, but you actually are, you go above and beyond when no one asks you, you get rewarded
I
for that.
give them select quality.
Right.
Period. Every single time.
Yeah, and I
Car
think,
is spotless.
I know, and I think people should be rewarded for that. And I hope this is,
I mean, there's a plethora of things that people should be rewarded for. Like, one of the things that I ended up thinking of a long time ago was actually just based off of longevity. How long you've been a driver.
right.
Absolutely.
That should
You
be
know,
one.
like based off of like how many trips that you've done, how
Yeah,
many
'cause you
5-star
know-
trips that you've done.
Because you know so much more than a guy that just started
Sure do.
driving. I mean, there's no training, so
You know, my personal, I mean, if you'd like, I'll indulge and explain what it is that I had thought of.
okay.
Okay,
As long
so,
as it's not 20 minutes.
Nah, it shouldn't be. My thought was that with
Start a timer.
every trip, don't you have an egg timer?
It is.
Okay. So how it works is basically just doing the trips.
Yep.
And I believe I explained this to you a couple of years ago.
I'm
Like
sure.
every 4,000 or 5,000 trips, they'll take, like how you would take, like how they're taking 28%.
Yeah.
It would just drop to 27% every 4,000 or 5,000 trips.
Okay.
And then
It
just
should.
keep on whittling down until the max amount that they would be able to take out of your earnings would be 5%.
Yeah, I think
And then
that's
you
a
keep-
little low. But I think that's a great idea because it's like, hey, thanks for sticking around, thanks for doing your best. Here, we're gonna take 1% less, and then
And I know that Uber can definitely take that into consideration, even
Yeah.
with drivers that have been driving in California since the beginning.
yeah. Do you know when Uber actually started?
I believe it was like 2007. I think
Really? That
maybe
long ago?
2000. So I'm not 100%. I could find out.
Okay.
I don't know. Fact check.
Oh.
New pen for a fact check.
Yeah, that's the only one I have. So I think this is interesting. I'd like to see it. I mean, it'd make me feel good. I mean, it's really, I'm not going to make more money on it because I don't get tipped as much as CC.
Maybe it'll give me a reason to give a shit about my my rating as
Yeah.
How's your tips?
shitty. I'm not gonna front. I don't get a whole lot of tips. I get more tips with doing Grubhub than I do with Uber. But
You know why? Because Grubhub presents it to the customer before they check out. That's why you get tipped 99% of the time on Grubhub.
that's one of the reasons why I quit doing Uber Eats.
Right. They ask for the tip afterwards. No one's going to want to do that afterwards. They got their food. They don't care anymore.
Right. I get tipped with Uber about as often as I don't get tipped with Grubhub, which is very sparingly.
Well, and that's why I love Grubhub. I know this is a rideshare podcast, but tangent. That's why I love Grubhub because it pops up. It says $10.50. My tips included. My drive. I know I'm going to make that money guaranteed. That's why I love it.
I found out when Uber started.
Were you right?
Nope.
It's all done.
It's March 2009
9.
in San Francisco, California.
Okay.
Cool. That it also shows Lyft, Uber Eats, and Postmates.
Nice. Where's Angela from, Ben? Did you ask?
I did not.
Oh, I'd just be curious. All right. Now we're going to tip time. And I get it all from the Facebook.
Tip time.
Tip time with Giarachi. Best place to clean out your car for free late night.
I'm here all night.
I have asked questions on there, and I have seen something new each time. I'm like, that's a great idea. So first one, Kristen said, my house. Okay. Nick says, Jennison Auto Wash, just push the button 3 times. Brian and Jamie chimed in what they do, and this is a great idea. Keeping a battery-powered one in the trunk. I mean, like a dustbuster.
You gotta have the space for it.
Right. I mean,
Still.
are you old enough to remember a dustbuster?
Yeah, I know what a
I
dustbuster
love
is.
me a dustbuster.
And they even got the ones where you can hook it up to
Dirt
like the
Devil.
side.
Right. But what a great idea. I mean, I don't drive enough to probably make it worth my money, but that will be on our webpage.
I clean my car out 3 times a day or more.
Well, why didn't you get one of those then?
Well, I have Mister, so I can clean my car out at 12 different locations throughout the city.
There you go.
Oh, no one rides for free. They better send a check for that. Brendan says Tommy's on 28th and 44th. I live right by the 44th one. I've never gone there in the middle of the night. And then Amy had said something about B52 Express on Patterson. No, it wasn't Patterson. It would have been what's M37 Broadmoor.
Beltline.
Yeah, Beltline.
Yeah.
But
Late night though, so the vacs are on.
I clearly had the one on Tommy's. They said that the lights are off everywhere, but if you pull up, you hit the button, the vacuums will turn on. Although I don't know if I want to be vacuuming at 3 a.m. with no lights on.
Yeah.
Be like, hey. Next, we have questions from our local Facebook group. I just pull whatever I think looks good. Has anyone been suspended because a rider? I'm actually interested in this one. Because a rider claims something happened that didn't happen. How long was the suspension? I was hoping to go out tonight. Uber Support says hopefully within an hour. Surprisingly, I actually got to talk to a real person and tell my side. I don't know what happened. I didn't read the comments, but have you guys ever been suspended?
Nope. Just basically been a slap on the hand.
Okay.
I have been.
Someone accused you of it?
No, nobody was accused me, but I was suspended.
For what?
Cancellation rate.
Really?
Yep. But I went to the green light hub and they turned it right back on.
Okay.
How bad was the cancellation rate?
No
I think
kidding.
it was like 25%.
That's
maybe.
not that bad. That's like my average.
Duly noted.
Kevin's like, let me get out my notepad.
This was 2 years ago.
Yeah, they're probably not as strict anymore. But, man, on those big groups, like the national groups, every
It's
day
a
someone's
thing.
posting about
Every day.
Every day. Oh, driver said I smelled like marijuana. A rider said I smelled like marijuana. A rider said I was drunk.
I've had that sent to me before. Somebody ended up saying and claiming that my car reeked of marijuana.
Yeah.
But I think it's actually because of the type of cigarettes that I smoke.
Okay.
I smoke Marlboro Smooths, and when you smoke like maybe half of it, you get shorts, and you brush it out. The smell of the tobacco has a different smell, which does simulate marijuana. But the difference between that smoke and marijuana smoke, honestly, is that marijuana smoke actually does stick a lot more than cigarette tobacco
Heck
smoke.
yeah, you be driving down the road and someone's smoking in their car. I'm like, and you got your air conditioning on and it sucks it right in. You're like, oh, someone's having a good time.
So this is my question. Do you smoke in your car?
Yeah, that's another reason why my stuff goes down.
Uh-oh.
You have to really watch that because some people are allergic to that.
Yeah.
No, seriously. Like,
No,
my mom,
I'm not laughing at
if
you.
my
I'm
mom
just-
takes my car, my mom's a smoker. She cannot smoke in my car.
No.
Period. I don't like it. And even when I have people that smoke in my car, I have a bottle of Febreze right there in my glove box. And I air my car out before my next ride, even if I already have one. On my way there, I air it out and I spray my car.
You
because
let them
just-
smoke in your car?
No, I don't. What I'm saying is that somebody that just
Oh,
was
just, like,
smoking
took
that
a
I pick
rip.
up
Okay.
and they bring that smell in my car.
Okay.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Before I go to the next one. But the thing is, you still smoke in your car. So as a smoker, you don't smell it. But it's somebody that don't smoke, that's the first thing they're going to smell.
Yeah.
No, I believe me, I can still smell it. I mean, it's faint, and people who are non-smokers will be able to definitely smell it more than me. But I do have Febreze, I have Ozium, and this is also one of those reasons why I'm doing specifically Grubhub now. So I would much rather do that and then
Yeah,
I have
'cause
to
you
deal
kinda
with
do your-
actual people.
No, I agree. The deliveries are nice because you're like jamming to your own music and you're just like, whatever, just living the dream and not worrying about it. Is a nice break from passengers, but
It is.
yeah, I haven't either. So hopefully Bob got back online. Next one, is anyone having it where your acceptance rate is going down and you're not online?
Did you leave it online?
Well, I
Well,
think she's
you
the new driver.
If she left it on, it's going to take them until it kicks her off, right?
Yeah, it a couple of rides. Lyft is pretty strict about that. If you don't actually hit the X, I've noticed in the app,
they kick you off.
They kick you off with one or two
I
rides.
have noticed that there have been times with either Uber or Lyft that I would, I check. I used to be obsessed, really obsessed with what I was able to see on both apps. you know, just percentages and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I would see, okay, I have a 4.7 and then go to bed and then wake up in the morning and I have like a 6.7, or a 0.67 or something to that effect. It could be high or low. And it's because there are riders that don't rate you immediately after they get out. I believe Uber has a policy that they have up to 30 days to rate you and tip you. And then Lyft has up to a 48-hour.
Yeah, but this is acceptance rate, though, she's talking about.
Acceptance rate. The reason why that is because there might be times where you didn't accept rides, and there's a 7-day period is what they're reading on that percentage with acceptance rate. So
that's right.
So like day one you have like, I don't know, like if day one that you started, you ended up accepting only 50%.
Yeah.
And then throughout the rest of the week, you ended up having similar amounts or something like that. But then you accept everything on day 8, and that's 100%. Say you accept everything on day 8, day 9, it's going to have a completely different thing.
Yeah. I just thought it was weird that and you're not online. Although I have had, say I'm crazy, I've had a Lyft, either Lyft or Uber, I don't remember which one, turn me online. I turned everything off, went to bed, and I got a notification like an hour later at like 3 a.m. So maybe I was just tired and didn't turn it off. But
I've had to where I was done for the night and I was walking in the house and I heard it. I hit it.
while you're walking in,
And I was like, nope.
no, take it. You don't want to lose your
Goodbye.
acceptance rate.
My acceptance rate is like between 95 and 100.
Oh, it used to be 100. You're slacking.
Well, if I get a Lyft and a Uber at the same time, I have to pick one.
Something's going to have to give. Last question. Outside of notifying Uber support about items left in your car, is there a way to connect with the packs after this trip is done?
You need to check the car between rides.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I kind of do. Depending on the group. If they're really intoxicated, I always check afterwards. But if they're kind of with it, not that a with it person can't leave anything, but
I'll pull off a little bit, and I literally look. I found somebody's phone underneath a mat before, and it was on vibrate, and you couldn't even hear it.
Really?
And you couldn't even see it. Everything in my car is black.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just take the time and I just look real quick and just make sure. I don't want to come back out. I don't care nothing about no $15 return fee. I don't care nothing about that. I don't want to come back to you.
Right.
So
I care
I'm just
about
gonna.
the $15.
So for me, I just value my time too much to have to go back for something that I could have prevented.
Right.
You know what I mean? All I had to do was just turn around.
Sometimes it's hard for people with a third row seat.
Yeah.
I'd have
to think about that.
I'd have to get out every single time.
And
Slide everything forward. Some guy last weekend said I left a stack. He left some tickets in my car from like some show. Probably thought I stole them. I'm like, I looked in there, dude. I don't see any tickets. And he's like,
you had riders. They could have took them.
that's true. Although he was later in the night, it would have been pretty close to him. But anyways, but that's all I got. What else y'all got? You got anything else you want to chime in about? You guys didn't fist fight, so that's good.
Yeah.
No, why would we do that?
I don't know.
I think it's because we're we kind of have like opposing opinions about the job and stuff. Like you're very much more serious about your job than I am.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it was, that's probably why he was assuming that. I'm like, I'm open to anybody's opinion about anything.
Right.
Well, maybe not everything, but just about anything.
Yeah, I'm not going to knock somebody because they don't do what
No,
I do.
I would just,
You know what I mean?
I wanted you guys, I mean, it's a different dynamic, you just take it differently. So I did have a couple other questions I kind of skipped, but we'll go with them. How many times have you had to kick somebody out?
Never.
Never?
I've never kicked anybody out.
Wow.
Money's green. Why would I kick anybody out?
Well, I mean, what if they, I'm just saying maybe if they got violent or.
Oh, I'd pull the car over and beat the shit out of them. I got a kendo stick. I'll deal with it myself.
Oh, my goodness.
And if I had a dash cam, at least they would be able to say, hey, he was defending himself.
Right.
Maybe a little bit too aggressively, but he was defending himself.
Exactly.
If you don't have a dash cam?
No, I don't have a dash cam.
Man.
No, I've never been able to afford one. Like that's always been the problem.
Well, that Van True one, sometimes I think...
Every now and then it's like $20 less, right?
Yeah, I think
I still pay
it'll go.
$200.
Yeah, we did too. I think it goes $150, and then I think Prime Day was like $130 when I had it. But and then how many have you guys had any puker? Well, I know Kevin has.
I have plenty.
Okay, so to answer your other question, because you skipped me,
Oh, for what?
have I ever kicked anybody out?
Yes.
It's 88 minutes. I'm tired.
I've threatened people,
Yeah.
but I've never kicked anyone out.
Okay.
Okay. I've done it once.
I've done it once as well. Actually, the ride never started. So, dang it. I'm trying to not use my verbal crutch of basically. Was that
Take a shot every time.
I
says
know.
basically.
Oh, that you talk about a bad podcast by then.
Hey, check this out. Mr. Roadside says, when I drove, I kicked a couple out of my car at Fulton and 131 after the guy started to threaten me.
Do you know who that is?
That's
Matt.
Matt? Yeah. Okay.
I know you never met him, but yeah.
But yeah, Matt, that's the exact same spot where I kicked him out of my car. It was
Since Matt's on here, I might as well go ahead and let him know there are no leaks in the in the car now. Nothing whatsoever.
The Facebook kind
he ended up helping me fix the overflow tank for the radiator.
Oh.
And then I also had to get a hose to fix the rest of it, and no problems now.
Good.
Yeah. That's why my car is in the outside.
What was the other question?
Pukers.
I had somebody puke on the outside of my car, and I got 40 for it.
Nice.
Not bad.
I have bags in my car. You know me. I got bags. I got the Mrs. bags or whatever.
Yeah, I do too.
But I knew the little joker was about to. Like,
I've handed mine out. I've been more freeing handing them out. If I have any sign, I'm like, hey, just in case, let's just be cool. And they usually take it with them, which is hilarious. I'm not going to say anything because they're drunk, but I'm like, hey, I paid for those. If you're not going to throw up, you're home now. Put that back in there. It's like a tool.
Admittedly, the only time that I've actually had to use one of those puke bags or something like that probably would have had to been during New Year's. Like somebody was retching, and I was just like, here you go, brother.
Right.
Like with New Year's or any holiday or big event or something like that where you're going to get a lot of people, that's when I'm going to do it because it takes a long time to actually clean that stuff out if you actually do have to.
If it's a big one.
Now, I'm one to be very, I'm good with strong smells. Even vomit. Like I'm very good with that. So like when that has happened, I air out the car, like all windows are down, drive home because that's where all my stuff is because I can't get into my trunk. And so like I use Blue Coral upholstery cleaner. I use baby wipes, Armor All pads if I need them. And I got the big bottle of Ozium. Ozium is awesome.
Where do you get
Do you have
Ozium?
cloth seats?
Yeah.
Do you drive after that?
After I air it out, I've actually had times where I've cleaned it, waited for it to dry, then I've gone back out to drive.
Okay.
And then people would be like, hey, how's your nut going? I'm like, I just dealt with somebody who threw up in my car. No. It's funny because people actually say, I can't smell a thing.
Oh, man. Yeah, I would never tell them either.
Never tell
Well,
them
they're
that.
drunk too, but they can't smell a thing.
Oh, yeah. That's
So it's
funny.
like, whew, dodged a bullet. So I know that what I'm doing is right.
Nice.
And my rating did not go down at the time that I actually said that.
Well, how many have you had? You've had probably 5 or 6, right?
Yeah, probably about 5 or 6.
What'd you get for him?
Usually
Full rate?
Yeah, full rate. Usually about
Because it
150
dropped, right?
bucks.
Isn't it 150 now?
Yeah, it used to be like 250. I've gotten a 250 one when I first started.
I didn't start getting pukers until it dropped down to 200, and then it's like 150, and they're like, I complained about it, and they said, well, this is the new rating. Oh, okay, well, I might as well just go ahead and accept it. The only one that I did not get full for was one where I was driving my girlfriend's car. It was an HHR at the time before we switched out to the Traverse, and I was driving Lyft, and the lady ended up puking. Like she was trying to get the window down so she could puke out the window. And I'm trying to pull over to the side at the same time so that way she could actually get out to throw up.
Right.
But she didn't make it. And she ended up puking on the side of the door. And I took pictures of it. They only gave me $45 for it.
I figure if it's inside the car, it should be max.
Has to be 150 right there.
Lyft doesn't do fixed rates. It's like the last.
Oh, Lyft doesn't?
Mm-hmm. But I haven't had a puker in about a year now.
All right. Well, Jesper did an article today on Facebook about the fake puke. Well, he talked about how to claim your fee, but it's kind of spin off of it's going around again. Drivers are using the fake puke, and
Drivers are terrible.
I know.
It's true.
And people that are actually legitimate making claims are getting denied, and it's because of yes.
Wow.
Yeah, the guy's like, I mean, I believe him. I mean, it's only on Facebook, the Nation group, but I'm like, why would he lie? I mean, I don't know.
I don't like drivers that take advantage of riders, just like I don't like the riders taking advantage. Like, look, just provide the service.
Yeah, that's what I said. You're not ripping off Uber. You're ripping off the rider because Uber doesn't pay a dime of that cleaning fee.
Right.
The rider does.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're ripping off the rider, not Uber.
And you making it. These Lyft people they hate Uber. Like, oh my God. I told you about the lady.
Yeah.
Like, she just did 15 minutes. Hate Uber. And then she gave me a $10 tip. And then she seen my Uber sticker. She was like, you drive Uber. I do. You want to say nothing? No. Why would I? She's like, but you were nice. I'm like, it's not the company, it's the individual.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, and you're like out there hustling, trying to make money. So
Yeah, I mean, that's something that they don't understand, especially for drivers who do for both. It's not really for one or the other. It's smarter to drive for both of them.
right.
Yep.
Why when you pick up one for Uber, you pick up one for Lyft, I always find that anybody who asks me, oh, you drive for both of them? Yeah.
All the
They're
time.
surprised.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't think that you could do that.
They let you do that?
Yeah, they both do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it.
Right. Oh, people.
No,
that could be a whole podcast of
my
the questions.
shirt. When I go
yeah.
out and people see my shirt. Oh, they're the same company? You know they're not.
Yeah. Does it look like they're the same company?
Right.
And then you give them that look, right? You're like, you stupid.
Girl, please. Please.
You know what I get, though? Number one question. Which one do you prefer?
Yeah. I always
Whichever
say
one
Lyft.
pays the most.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I
They
got
both
pros
treat
and
me the
cons on
same.
both.
Well, Lyft, I make 8% more per ride. So
I'm 20% full board
for both of them?
for both of them.
Okay. I'm 28 for Uber, 20 for Lyft. So, yeah. What? What are you smiling about?
Nothing. I just be feeling like I be getting raped out.
Well, you're 25 for Lyft, 28 for Uber, right?
I don't know.
You don't know. All right,
drive.
we got to wrap this up.
Right.
This is a record podcast, so thanks everyone for joining. I believe there's 0 people watching on
4.
Facebook. Oh,
4.
is that on? Which one is that on? Oh, that's on Facebook. Okay, no one on YouTube. So Pete chimed in, gave us his rating, and he bounced.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful
Yeah,
evening.
thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Yep.
Thanks for listening to the show, guys. Hope you're enjoying it. Just wanted to throw this out here. We do have an offer for a free swag t-shirt from GR Rideshare Podcast or GR Rideshare Adventures Podcast. We need you to go to iTunes, rate, subscribe, and review. If you do that, send us the correct information that you did that, and we will send you a free t-shirt. I will put a link to the t-shirt in the show notes. There is a cost to it, but your shirt will be free if you do review us on iTunes. I appreciate everyone, and thanks for listening.